Hi everyone, Stephanie, aka French Nygma for Last Word on Sports, Pro Wrestling, and 3W Wrestling. I'm very lucky tonight to welcome not Nic Nemeth, but Ryan Nemeth. How are you, Ryan?
Hello, hello. Happy to be here. Very proud to be representing the Nemeth family name on your program. Thanks for having me, Stephanie.
Yeah, very happy. I hope one day I will talk to Nick too, of course.
Me too.
Everybody's welcome.
Someday I'll get his phone number and I'll call him myself too. But yeah.
Sometimes, no, I'm not going to say something people will think I'm crazy, but I was preparing this interview to make sure that, of course, your brother, I didn't want to focus, but as you talking about him easily, I say, okay, I can do it the way I want. And so, of course, at Slammiversary, you were an important part of the fact that your brother became TNA World Champion again.
Yes. Yes.
Um, do you feel in some ways that um, him winning means you are winning too?
Of course. Yes. That's a very good question. And my answer is a resounding yes. I mean, you saw me out there with the champagne celebrating. I had those bottles of champagne ready to go because I knew it was going to be a party because I knew that the Nemeth family was taking the world title back. It's not just Nick. It's not just the Wanted Man. It's not just, formerly Dolph Ziggler. It's the entire Nemeth family. My parents, my brother, my grandparents, great grandparents from wherever we come from in Europe. Maybe Hungary, maybe Germany. Who knows? It's all of us. And so, of course, I played a major role in that part. I went out there and I got in Santana's face, gave my brother some time to come up with a little plan and hit him in the head with his big old trophy. Sure, he got the pin, but that title, it belongs to the whole Nemeth family, and I want the whole world to know that. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, that sounds normal to me. I'm also
Hmm.
I'm the youngest of five, so
Uh-huh.
it's
Oh,
not
there
different
you go. You
subject.
got it.
I'm
Yeah.
the last, the young,
Uh-huh.
the little girl. Um, so I know the dynamic in my family.
And you're
Uh,
a part of everything. You celebrate each other's wins, I'm sure.
yes, absolutely. Not with everyone, but that's another subject.
But I must say, if my brother loses, I have nothing to do with that. Only when he wins am I part of that.
That's funny. Um, to which extent Nick influenced has influenced you?
Hmm.
Because he's a wrestler, you're a wrestler. He's
Hmm.
acting, you are comedy, doing comedy and
Hmm.
acting. Um,
I could
sometimes,
talk a little bit about that. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
no, I just want to, it seems like some kind of twins, even if you have a
Oh, yes. Yeah, a little
4 year
bit.
gap. But go ahead, please.
I'll tell you, Stephanie, I spent my early years getting into art, writing, acting, comedy, while my brother spent his early years getting into wrestling. And so we kind of were on parallel but different paths. And at some point, he wanted to dip into comedy, and at some point, I wanted to dip into wrestling. So we kind of were like this, and then we met up, and now we kind of do it all together, which is very nice. And like I said, I always say I started wrestling because I wanted to travel the world and wrestle with my brother. And there's nothing more fun about it. I don't know that I would still be involved in wrestling if TNA hadn't opened the door to us doing storylines together. I kind of moved on with my life, but I'll credit TNA with that. I think it has the most unique variety of wrestling programming of all of the big companies. And I have friends at all the big companies, and I used to work at the other big companies, but this big company, TNA, is my favorite. I think we have the best TV show, and I'm very proud of it. And one huge aspect of that is the variety of having the greatest brothers tag team of all time, the Nemeths. And securing the TNA World title. Between the two of us, we have two different TNA World title reigns, and I think sharing that with the Nemeth family is very big. And so I influence him in comedy, he influences me in wrestling, and I think we're a very good pair that way.
That's so it's that dynamic that maybe the early boys, of course, but um, in I think Bret Hart and Owen Hart they were fighting always.
Yeah,
But the
well,
love, but
so far we haven't had any fights between us yet, and I hope we keep that going.
in 40 plus years.
We've never had a single fight. And I don't know if you have any fans in Europe who would be interested, but we have a big comedy show next week in Los Angeles. It'll be live streamed, the Nemeth Brothers Hunkamania. So if anyone of your listeners or you would like to watch it live stream, we'll be streaming it. It's live in Los Angeles, but you'll be able to stream it around the world.
Before we talk about TNA, because TNA is the subject, I just wanted to ask you, any complicated the success Nick has.
Uh-huh.
Um, it, it's not to be jealous of him and to, in a way, say, I would love to have a, be world champion. Not to have envy on, is it a good word? I hope. Sorry, I'm French. But or do you quite simply enjoy the fact he's successful, even if maybe you are not as successful as he can be?
I am nothing but proud and happy for anyone in my family who succeeds at things. I'm very happy for the accolades my older brother has, definitely. And like I said before, we share in this one. Is he beating Mike Santana at Slammiversary without me being there? I don't know. But the fact is, I was there and I share in the victory. And no, no jealous, no envy, none of that. Very happy for him. And it's a team effort here. And we're the world's greatest brothers tag team ever.
Can I have your parents' phone number? Because I want to know the magic secret for them to have brothers who love each other, who support each other, because I want the recipe for myself.
Oh yeah, pretty good recipe. It is very unique. And you brought up Owen Hart and Bret Hart earlier, and the Hardys have had their differences. I would like to go down in history as the one brothers tag team who does not fight each other. We need to stay together. We do much better that way.
That's great. I was very close to the firstborn, my sister, firstborn,
Hmm.
who passed away sadly. And
Sorry to hear.
she was absolutely fantastic. And so for
Hmm.
me, it was difficult after to find that dynamic. But though there's my brother, because we share this flat, and we fight sometimes, but we love each other,
Sure.
of course. So TNA Wrestling, I feel like with Nick coming to TNA, it has also given you the opportunity to find a platform for you. Uh,
Yes.
Finally be uh, this is the biggest platform probably in your career to show who you are as a wrestler
Hmm.
and also show your acting and comedy talent.
Yes.
So it's been 2 years. Uh, do you really feel like TNA is really the place where you can be exactly the person you want to be as a wrestler and even as an actor in some ways?
I do. In my wrestling career, as brief or as long as someone might think it is, I've wrestled at every major company. And I think only at TNA really have I been able to have a platform to do what you just said, which is showcase my wrestling and my performing and athletic and comedic abilities. And I thank TNA for that. They're the creative team and Carlos at the head, Anthem, everybody there. And previously I was in NXT while my brother was literally the world champion in WWE, and still we were kept apart, and I was kind of
You were in
relegated to
OVW?
NXT.
Well, in
Sorry.
OVW, I think you were in OVW or something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, beyond that in NXT and FCW and all that, I kind of was just a guy who was just there, and then in other companies I worked for, I was used as a joke for someone else to beat real fast or wrestle on, on YouTube or something. So for TNA to take me seriously as what some people would call a major heel wrestler on the roster is very flattering in a way, but also it's like no shit. Obviously, I'm very hateable. I'm very competent in the ring, and I'm one of the biggest wrestling stars of all time. So it's nice that a company has finally realized that and using my potential. And I've been trying to do something, a storyline creatively with my brother since I started wrestling, and so has he, and that's been over a decade. And every company has kind of missed the boat on that, except for TNA. TNA is the first television programming company of all of them to say, hey, they're brothers who are similar who wrestle. Should we put them together? Duh. Again, I say no shit. But thank you, TNA, for doing that. So, yeah, I think it's a great platform for me. I'm very happy to be part of it, and I'm grateful for everything they do for me.
There's no better place than TNA to understand. Uh,
Yeah.
I think I've been writing on the company for 10 years. I've
Oh,
seen
wow.
I've seen the goofiest thing on earth. I remember a Brian Cage wedding where Eddie Edwards was puking on him. Ethan Page who was doing absolutely crazy things,
Sure,
and
sure.
yeah, and also very serious things. And
Hmm.
that's why I love this company, and I'm pushing, supporting, etc.
It's incredible, and I love the new platform on AMC. In America on AMC Thursday nights to have Impact. It's so incredible. It's a great network to be on.
For me, it's TNA Plus,
Hmm.
and
Love TNA Plus.
I am lucky because I can watch the show and review the show and say all the good things and bad things I want. But whatever.
I
Uh,
myself watching on TNA Plus as well. I love being in an airplane watching it on the computer or my phone. It's very
uh-huh.
convenient.
So the next steps for the summer, there's
Uh-huh.
the tappings. No, there's a live episode, if I'm not. Yeah,
We're gonna
there's a
be in
live episode,
Philadelphia.
Philly, and
Yep.
then TNA Lockdown. It's one of the iconic pay-per-view
Yes.
of TNA Wrestling. Um, he will defend. He will defend. And obviously in a cage, because
Hmm.
every match will be in a cage. So how do you think it will? First of all, who do you think uh, as an opponent for your brother, and how do you imagine maybe being involved in the match, or which match? Which match
Well,
you?
the last time Nick and I were in a steel cage was at a TNA show about a year and a half ago, in which the match ended and Nick was celebrating with Matt Hardy. Their team had won,
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
I locked us in there, and Nick and I beat the hell out of Matt Hardy in a steel cage. And that's when I feel I fully turned him evil. And as far as our television storyline is gone, that's when we really solidified ourselves as a team. And then we would go on to beat the Hardys for the tag team title. So a steel cage for the Nemeth family has only been good things. So I have yet to have had my own singles match in a steel cage, but I look forward to whatever TNA has in store for me in Lockdown. I'll be there, and I'm very confident in my brother winning and retaining the TNA World Title. Definitely, steel cages. That's a good luck charm for the Nemeth family.
Um, you really have all my respect for the storyline you had with Mara Sadé. Not
Thank you.
everybody loves intergender wrestling. It's awful to say. But the really it was, I will say, I'm for intergender wrestling when
You
it's
see.
done great.
Uh-huh.
And the deadly lollipops, poor Ryan. But weren't you afraid of that? Have you done it before? And so you were not afraid to have this young lady in front of you and have this, because it was an outgo match with the lollipops, something like that.
Well,
It went really far. And
yes, the one on.
oh, how Mara and you have made the magic happen, sorry. Because for me, it was
Well,
really good.
I'm so happy to hear you describe it the way as magic. You know, we had our little feud going back and forth, and it turns out, and I learned this with Layfield, and I learned this with Joe Hendry. When people hit me in the face, it got a lot of views. And so every time Layfield punched me in the face, the views on all the clips were very high. And I remember the TNA executive saying, we realize when people attack you, the fans love it, and so that's why a year ago with Johnny Damon, I got into a shoving match with him because they said we realize that you're the guy that people love to see get attacked. Which I say, okay, sure,
I noticed it.
yeah.
You ate a
I
ton
have
of
one of those
spaghetti.
faces.
So,
People just want to hit this face. And so when Mara Sadé first super kicked me in the face, it got a lot of positive attention because they love seeing her attack me. And so we just kept going on and on and on doing that in different ways, in different locations, and different setups. And then I had enough. I challenged her to a match. We had our match. And I thought that was going to be it. We were told that this was the end of the storyline. And then the next week at TV, they said, well, that did such big numbers that you're going to have a hardcore match. And I said, okay. And Mara and we went all out of that. I loved it. And the lollipops, I said, we got to get lollipops because you're always doing the lollipop thing. You should slam me on those. And it was great. And I'm very happy about it. Um, and I think she's one of the top knockouts in TNA right now. And I think she's one of the top wrestlers in the world. And I'm very excited that I know she's off and running in the knockouts tournament. And she's going to do great and have an amazing career. But I'm very lucky and appreciative that I got to be a little part of her journey into TNA because she was in NXT coming to TNA back and forth. And I thought, this is a very talented woman who has the it factor. And when she joined TNA officially, I was so excited because I know she has such a worldwide fan base and she's so athletic and so charismatic. So it was very fun to do that with her. And I got a lot of hate for that match, and I still do. I'll see people tagging me in things, critiquing why would there be a match like look at Ryan Nemeth and Mara Sadé, and I think that was some of the most fun television programming I've ever been a part of. So if you didn't like it, sorry.
I tend to think that if intergender matches are well prepared and it's
Mm-hmm.
great. Not everybody will be the same.
Right.
Um, I have one last question because we
Sure.
don't have a lot of time. Who's your dream opponent in the TNA roster or not?
Wow, my dream opponent in the TNA roster.
Someone you have never wrestled.
I would
Maybe
have said
wrestled.
I previously would have said Santino Marella, but I believe he may be retired from in-ring wrestling, so I don't know. That's a tricky one. I would have if you say TNA ever, I would say Kurt Angle. I would love to wrestle Kurt Angle, but again, I think that has evaded me. Who do you think could possibly beat me? I'm so good at wrestling, though.
Yeah, but in the current rosters, there's some interesting talents.
Yeah, and there's some new ones too. I'd like to go on. Who I've loved wrestling is BDE. I love wrestling BDE, and I'm undefeated against him. I'd like to maybe beat him again. Brandon
Yeah,
BD, but I also loved wrestling in a tag team when we would wrestle against KC and AJ Francis. I've never gone one-on-one with AJ Francis. I like a shot at him, maybe.
excellent choices.
Hmm.
I thank you very, very much, Ryan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing the comedy aspect to the
Wait,
wrestling.
Stephanie, who's your dream match? Who's your Ryan Nemeth dream opponent?
Oh, Mustafa Ali.
Oh, Mustafa would be good. That'd be great. Very fun. Yes.
Mustafa is absolutely brilliant, and I think you too,
Mm-hmm.
that will tear the house down.
Oh, thank you.
Personally,
I think that would be great. And he has such a
I
big
was
personality
thinking
too.
about it. Mustafa is fantastic, and I
Mm-hmm.
think he's really someone who can elevate a talent and make him show the best of him. And yeah, I hope Mustafa will listen to me. So,
He's incredible. I'm very happy. You know, he was one of the first guys I wrestled with when I joined TNA. We had that All Stars versus Championship match, and I went against him a little bit, and I was blown away. He's so good.
and of course, Eddie Edwards, because he's a standard
Hmm.
on Moose, because they are really the pillars of this company. And they are my friends, and I love them. But they always also help a wrestler show the best of himself. So
Yeah, big time.
that's
What about Ricky Souza? I'd like to go one-on-one with Europe's own Ricky Souza. Bang, bang, Souza, Souza.
bang bang. I'm gonna thank you, and it
Thank
was a
you.
wonderful chat, and I was so happy that we can talk about all these things. That was
Me too.
Hollywood Unk is written on my screen. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank
Uh,
you.
if you're happy, making us happy this way, I will just say, continue, please keep going, because really, that's cool. So thank you very much, and have a good day, because I think it's
You too.
probably midday in Los Angeles.
It's a hot day here, but maybe not as hot as where you're at, though. Thanks for everything, Stephanie. Have a great time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.